Investigators describe the crime scene at the Capitol Jewish Museum as complicated. They've spent the last 24 hours talking to witnesses, collecting videos from people who were there and on the sidewalk. Outside the White House this evening, people gathered to share their grief and find comfort together. Our Katie Lesso joins us now live. And Katie, this tragedy is just on everyone's mind.
It certainly is. And tonight, the U.S. attorney here in D.C. vowing that she is investigating this as both a possible hate crime and a possible crime of terrorism. Well, as you mentioned, crowds gathered here outside the White House to pray for this young couple. You can see candles here down on the ground, as well as an Israeli flag. Their lives cut short 24 hours ago by a man who told police he shot and killed them in the name of Palestine. Tonight, a crowd gathering in front of the White House to remember Sarah Milgrim and Yaron Lischinsky.
This community is probably one of the most close-knit Jewish communities I know. Anything that affects one Jew in the city affects all of us. We may all go to different, synagogues or different parts of this community, but for something like this, we all come together.
Just hours earlier,
anti-Semitism will not be tolerated, especially in the nation's capital.
Janine Pirro telling reporters that this case is eligible for the death penalty. Meanwhile, just 24 hours after the deadly shooting, a police dog could be seen being walked around the outside of the Israeli embassy in D.C. It's where the couple worked.
Yaron and Sarah plan to be engaged next week in Jerusalem. Yaron bought an engagement ring this week. He was taking his soon-to-be bride to meet his parents, who live just outside of Jerusalem. Their murder will not be in vain.
Wednesday night, as they left a young diplomat's reception at the Capitol Jewish Museum, they were ambushed by a man police have identified as Elias Rodriguez.
The event was wrapping up, and I heard some gunshots, maybe 10, 15 rounds.
Katie Kalisher had also attended the event. She recorded this video of Elias Rodriguez being arrested and chanting.
Free, free Palestine!
The event had been organized by the American Jewish Committee.
It's ironic because, at an event like this where the conversation was a lot about peace, and the day after, that something like this horrific act would take place is just incredibly tragic.
Both local and federal investigators vowing to make sure justice is served.
In this moment, we stand shoulder to shoulder as one community, united in love, but also committed to justice.
Now tonight, D.C. Police Chief Pamela Smith says you can expect to see an increased presence of law enforcement across the city at Jewish organizations, at synagogues and other faith-based organizations. Again, expect an extra police presence out there as they continue this investigation. Outside the White House, I'm Katie Lesso, WUSA 9.
Yeah, all of this renewing conversations about safety, identity, and how we care for one another. Katie, thank you. Tonight, we're also learning some new details about the accused gunman. Our chief investigative reporter, Eric Flack, is digging into that part of the story.
Just yesterday, the alleged shooter called for violence against Israelis in retaliation for the war in Gaza. As FBI agents searched Elias Rodriguez's Chicago home, his social media page lashed out at the American government for not doing enough to stop Israeli strikes on Palestinians during the Gaza war. Just hours before Wednesday night murders of 2 Israeli embassy workers, a multi-page message titled "Escalate for Gaza, Bring the War Home" was posted on an X account CBS News has linked to Rodriguez. This is the alleged shooter's LinkedIn page, as confirmed by his employers, the American Osteopathic Association and the American Osteopathic Information Association, which represents the alternative medicine industry. Thursday, that group issued a statement which read in part, "We were shocked and saddened to learn that an AOIA employee has been arrested as a suspect in this horrific crime. We stand ready to cooperate with the investigation in any way we can. We extend our deepest sympathy to the victims' loved ones, wishing them peace, comfort, and strength during this unimaginably difficult time." In response to social media chatter that Rodriguez was associated with a group called the Party for Socialism and Liberation, the organization issued a statement denying any ties. Posting on X, "We reject any attempt to associate the PSL with the DC shooting." Elias Rodriguez is not a member of the PSL. He had a brief association with one branch of the PSL that ended in 2017. Much more to be learned in the hours and days ahead. Eric Flack, WUSA 9.
Right now, friends and colleagues are remembering the two staffers who were killed, Yaron Lischinsky and Sarah Milgrim. And as we mentioned, the young couple plan to get engaged next week. And those who knew him say they had so much left to give this world.
Sarah was a beautiful soul that was taken away from us brutally this morning. She had a great future, an amazing future ahead of her.
Yaron was a good friend. He was part of community. He was a good person. He was we always say that God always takes the good ones, and he was one of the best ones.
A memorial is growing in their honor outside the Capitol Jewish Museum. And continue to stay with us for Get Up DC tomorrow morning as we follow the updates overnight in this story. You can watch beginning at 4:30 a.m., streaming until 8 a.m. on WUSA 9+.